Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as bien de moi avec moi en ce moment. On va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à mon ça va bien pour moi dit quoi. Tu là local yo. Quand on soit du loin. Allez. Envoyez. Battu au loin. Yao, abela lokeyo, bibito jobai, bibito noba, artiste mo keyo. Manager Gigi, ouais peut jamais forcer ou si tu connais tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yasin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les deux. C'est moi, Dieu. Attends, nous y bébé. Peut-être y a mon temps à nous, Badio. On a développé, well, look at it. Adieu, oh, t'as eu ça, mon Dieu, pour y avoir un autre. Oh, lui, voici la conséquence. Bébé, mon Dieu, Amunda wejo genda o, obati amunda wejo genda, oskide kozi do na loe. Memo genda o, abela we mo. Ode ya bati o. Si obati o mo genda o, we tell you when it's yade. Daliko. Si yadi o genda o. Oscar Yasin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les deux. On doit tirer bâtir moi, conseiller c'est moi, dis-moi. Attends, nous y bébé, peut-être mon temps à nous bâtir. Mona dama mayo, well look at it. I do a hole, now your summer did to your lion. Oh, me, cause it cause it double. The Munda with jogging now, Amunda with jogging now, or Bati Amunda with jogging now, cause it cause it double. Memorgan now, I feel away. But you more than now. We'll tell you when I'm here.
Good evening, folks. Samson told I brought up the radio. We're here again to say thank you, my brothers and sisters. Please share this video, share it to as many people as possible. We're here again this evening to have conversation with you about our country. Thank you for coming. Please share this video. Share this video. It's very important that we share it. Share it to as many people as possible so the conversation can happen very quickly because we have some interesting conversation here tonight. Of course, Tabata is our name, and we will be talking Tabata here tonight, so there's no question asked. But I want to say it to you again tonight. Please share the video. And also, we'll be on here to talk about Liberia. And then you're welcome to join us in the conversation. If you have any issues with our comment or anything you want to talk about, just come and join us. This is Liberia Public Radio, where we allow freedom of speech. Truly, freedom of speech is on this platform. Thank you for joining us, Samson to Liberia Public Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again for the wonderful day that you are giving us. Because you love us, you give us days. Because you love us, you give us blessing. Because you love us, you provide for us and our family. Because you love us, you give us the brain, the strength, and know how to do what we have to do to survive on the earth that you put us in. Thank you for that ability. Thank you for that privilege. It is a privilege to know you. It is a privilege to know that you're helping and continue to help all of us and continue to make sure that we survive. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Only you can you imagine if a man was in charge of these issues or anything else about every man else, we have problems. But because of your love, your blanket of love is so big that it wrapped around the entire earth. Thank you for that. And I'm glad and I'm happy to be under your blanket of love, under your blanket of protection, under your blanket of providing whatever we need from you. We always come to you. Thank you. My Lord, we're coming again tonight to ask that the Republic of Liberia be blessed, that the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. My Lord, we ask that the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Boakai, be blessed. Extend his life, whatever he touches, my Lord, in the interest of the Liberian people, that indeed, his hand will be blessed. Whatever door, whichever door, wherever the door will be, whenever he knocks in the interest of the Liberian people, that indeed that door will be open in your name. We want to thank you for everything. We want to thank you for all you do. My Lord, our brothers and sisters, specifically our sister, Ma Esther, who is still going through pain, we ask again tonight that please provide love, provide peace, provide comfort for she and her family. We ask that the Republic of Liberia again, we ask that I be blessed. Blessed all over. We ask that indeed the host country, the United States of America, be blessed as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Now let's open up for Tabata. I turning the key, clink. I open the door. Where I walk in, woo, Tabata open. So, those of you that are tuning in very early, with my card, I haven't used my card for a while. I got to bring my card back in on board because this Tabata here too much now. I got to bring my card back. But on a very serious note, when we come out here and open our mouths, you see what I want you to understand is this. We come out here and face this camera daily, every day. We face the camera. We are also exposing ourselves, our inner self. Because here's where you need to know. You can laugh one or two, three, four, 5 times. You can hide yourself one or two, but to come here every day and face the camera, and then you will say you will hide your true character. I don't believe that. And so for me, I just put my character out there. Where you want to do it, you do it. You want where yeah, man, yama, waga waga is up to you. I am who I am. Thank God for that. Let's go into the issue of the Republic of Liberia, my brothers and sisters. The issue of the Republic of Liberia. And one of the interesting thing for me about Liberia happened today. I work. You know, when you do this project, right? You do this bridge project and everything, you have to turn it over for people to correct, redline, make comments, whatever it is, and send it back to you to say, well, this one don't work. You can defend your work like you do when you're ready to graduate. You do a project, and then the faculties and they ask other faculties members that are connected to engineering. They say, okay, Samson has done with his project. And these are the projects. They send it out for the people to come. And then the people come in the audience sit down, and the professor asks you get on the board and you defend your project. It's the same thing. So it's not a big deal. But in the comment, there are some interesting comment that comes not to degrade you, not to berate you, but to ask you, how did you arrive at this? Where is this other line come from? Why are we having this curve here? All kinds. Because when you're doing a design, you're thinking, okay, based on certain factors, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. And as you're doing it, you're jogging down, you're keeping record. So when the time comes to defend, people who are much, much more involved, they will tell you, okay, you give a curve here. What is the speed you're using? For example, speed 45, 45 miles an hour, curve 200, 2,000 feet, very flat curve. Why? Because I have a real estate, I have land. And I do the flat curve because I want to miss this. I want to go to the point where the river is a little bit narrower than the river wide on the side. The bridge we're going to put there is going to be too big and it's going to be too long and it's going to be costly. So I try to go around to find where the river is narrow, put my bridge on there, bridge short, none a lot. So all of those things. But the main thing here that I want to point out as I was defending myself today, the liberal, and this is engineering. I got nothing to do with liberal business now. But as I was defending myself, one interesting thing came to mind. The guy asked a question, Mr. Tor. I said yes. He said, Simon fish. They run up and down this and they go to the ocean. You're about less than 700 feet or even 1,000 feet from the ocean, the shore of the ocean here. How do you protect those fish to be able to go through when you're doing your work? What are you going to do about it? So I throw some fish past the ideas. Okay. The question he asked me, and I fell back into my total mode, but I work in, and not total. He said, when you're doing these things and the fish people start testing the biologists start testing the fish and think and feel that the fish has been disturbed, how are you going to mitigate towards in such an issue? Well, I've already provided fish passage, and if the fish is still not thinking correctly to go through then go to my pot. That comment I wanted to make. I wanted to say, if the fish don't go into the fish passage I show him to go, and he go anywhere, hey, he ended up in my pot. But I couldn't say that because it was a very serious problem. So I said, well, let me first of all read on the environmental issue. So I read on it, and they're saying that in order for us to mitigate for that, you have to either Because if you provide a fish passage and for some reason the fish is not going through the designated area, then it is your opening. You know what comes to mind? You know, we the country people, we have experience. You know what came to mind? In total, I'm from the riverside, so they have this net, this basket they made out of bamboo. At the end, a very pointy end, but at the beginning it's bigger. So the fish go in, but the fish can't come out because they have these bamboo that go make some sort of an angle, 45-degree angle, but they're touching each other. So as the fish go through, it goes through and open the bamboo because the bamboo is flexible. But when they close, the fish can't come back. So I put in that scenario. But the problem I was having was what knee of that bamboo I will use that they may will understand. So I told him, I said, look, I can explain to you. But the issue is I got to speak Crown. What? I said, yeah, I got to speak one dialect. So, okay, I get your point. So because I tried him to speak Crown, they said they got my point. So we move on. But the issue for me was experience. Experience. Because I've seen myself, I've done that. I've gone to a creek or river and put that thing in there. Okay. But when you put in the in, it's almost like a dam. So you make a how do you call it, a bamboo leaf, a dam. Water go through. Fish can't go through. Water go through it. But you have this opening where you put this basket. You have about three of them. So fish find the bamboo leaf going like they can't go through, but water going through now. So when the fish says no, then he find the opening. He goes in. He's not coming back out. With that experience, I was able to save the day by saying this is how I most likely have the beginning of my fish fast big, so big, to the point that the fish will have no choice but to go through it and save the day. That's Liberia. Let's go on. What is happening in Liberia? Let's go on. So President Baka has a cabinet meeting yesterday. Good evening, Clarence David. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's the Tabata is a little bit different, a little bit different. And I'm giving these people, Clarence David, I'm giving you people 1 week. I will migrate to the other stuff where nobody will even see me say. But let me go on. So President Baka has a first cabinet meeting yesterday. So in the cabinet meeting, you can tell that the president was not happy. The president was not happy. But then the question is that I have when I saw that, why would they allow an older man who wants to help to lead? What was the reason that he was not happy? Number one, he pointed out, first of all, that they're going to restart the investigation. And look at the investigation. The people that passed, that investigation been bothering him. So they're going to have to do the investigation. The second was that the agenda, I think President Barker recognized very quickly, just like CDC sat on the pro-poor agenda. And I believe President Barker does not intend to sit on his arrest agenda. So he's saying to the people, we have given each other leeway. And he most likely included himself in that. We have given each other leeway. In other words, we have given ourselves some sort of a honeymoon. The honeymoon time is finished. Those of you, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, that have political ambition, move this process ahead, or step aside and wait your turn come. You can run whatever position you want to run for. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. So what I'm hoping and what I'm hoping to see is the president to take the lead on this. to say, okay, where are we? And I'll go back to what I stated yesterday. Where are we? The people need to understand that, some of them study policy. Some of them put their major in business policy, whatever policy, public policy, whatever they have master degree, but they do not have master degree in common sense. If I was in this government, one of my bigger role would be not only to be the praise singer, but I will be the one to start calling people to meeting. Minister, we're gonna meet every 2 weeks. Only those ministers that have a subset, those ministers who project, who ministry have a subset to another ministry. If you are in health department, in all of this ministry, public works sit at the top of it. Then the police, justice department. So all of these people that have intertwined responsibilities, say to say, they're going to have to meet. Let's compare notes. They don't do that. They don't do that. And so when you find them having some crisis because they refuse to respect each other and because they don't compare notes, when they're having crisis, you see them stepping over each other. They don't know what to do. And we just saw that recently with the police and the army. Why did they have to get to that point? Did they not know that their ranking file was talking? You think the police and the army incident just happened overnight? But because these people that are at the top, I've seen them before. Those days when I was in Monrovia, those days, all they carry walkie-talkie, tango, 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 nothing, and nothing have changed in that country. Nothing. Sometimes you go on Facebook, and they have all these. Sometimes they have these meetings and what have you. But listen to them sometimes. Listen to their argument, and you're wondering, are these people serious to even take this country anywhere? Nothing. Nothing. They're always finding way, and we're in trouble, my people, because the people that are running this country, many of them are sophisticated, are educated, and they know how to hide things. And so it's difficult. But there's a saying, Uncle Johnson rule. It says, 100 days for thief, 1 day for master. You will get caught and you will get disgrace. And because these people are unable to really understand exactly what they're trying to do, sometimes they're just difficult. I'm not going to hide it. It's just difficult. Where in the world you will have an agenda and the agenda will not be mentioned for 2-3 months? They're not going to discuss the agenda for 2-3 months. Nobody going to mention it. Okay, if I was part of this group in the agenda, my responsibility must be identified as an entity, as a ministry. What is my position? What do according to this agenda, what should I be able to produce? I placard it all over. And that's why they say those who are in technical area, they're not smart. I can tell you that because I flunked a BWI exam, so I'm not smart. I can be the first to tell you. But the issue here is this: as a technical person, you have. I don't want to go in too much into technical and engineering here, but I'll just do my best. When you go visit, and that's why most of the construction company in Liberia, they're not that. Most of them, they're not doing well because they're not planning. The planning process is one of the key of success, and you can say it goes anywhere. But in construction and engineering, okay, you have on your wall, you got starting point and you have ending point. What happened in between is the most critical one. You start at what point, and say you know, they call it CPM, critical path method, whatever it is. Okay, but that's one of the way you can find out where you're going. I'll give you an example. So we're cooking rice, since my eating business. So we're cooking rice. Listen to this though. We're cooking rice. We're gonna cook the rice in total, no stove. So what is the first thing you want to do when you're cooking rice? First thing is to make fire. Okay. When you're making a fire, what else can you do while you're making a fire? You try to put water in a pot. The two items you're doing the same time, same roll. Okay. You got roll. Okay. Okay. You got the columns that come down, then you got the roll. So in your column, you got putting the fire, putting the water in a pot, and then you can set when you put the water in a pot. First, okay, let's just take two. That tapata tonight, that one that part, but I'm trying to make you to understand why these people are failing. And the problem that our people are going to face because they have no plans. And the issue now is the foreign investment, the foreign connection, the foreign money that coming into the country will dry out. The war in Ukraine going to be worse. And European will support Ukraine. Take their money and they will say Liberian people are not dying. They will take their money and send that same money, the little money that's supposed to come to Liberia, they will send it to Ukraine because the Russian are not playing around. We're not done yet. You think Trump caught this USA? No. Even the European, the World Bank, money gonna come in, but it's not gonna be enough to do what the people want in our country. So you must be prepared. And this is what I'm going. So let's go back to the rice cooking. So we're cooking the rice, right? So we make the fire. We put water in a pot. What fire, water. I'm gonna go into item. I can do something else while I'm doing this. Okay. So water, fire, water in the pot. Okay. The second thing now, that 2 year now. The second thing is I take this water now, I put it on the fire. That one item. While I'm putting the water on the fire, I'm putting the firewood under the water. That's another one. Okay. So the thing you say, okay, how long it will take me to make the fire? 5 minutes. How long it will take me to put water in a pot? 2 minutes. 5 minutes more than 2 minutes. So by the time the 5 minutes finish, my 2 minutes over. I should be able to. I got 3 more minutes before the 5 minutes finish. So in my 3 minutes now, I should find something I can do for the 5 minutes to finish, so I can do this thing here. That's plenty. I'm just giving it to you simple. Okay, that's a very simple stuff. Our brothers and sisters don't have it. They are not planning. They are not planning. Those who supposed to plan, they will not plan. All they're waiting for is the budget. For the budget to pass so they can get whatever they want to do. Look at left hand speaker Kun giving $20 million. Where the money come from? Out of a sudden, you got $20 million when they you say cutting your budget. When you say cut and then your budget going to have to be reduced, you got $20 million to give to JFK. What is this? Who are we? Why are we behaving like that? So where was it $20 million before? Out of a sudden, you get the $20 million to go to JFK. It's good. But is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? Can you repeat that next year? This is what I'm talking about. So if you don't plan, you just do things like that, you step all over the place. JFK, yes. Come and submit your budget. JFK submit your budget. They say 20 million. You make sure that $20 million does not come from you. It comes from the budget from the Liberian people. Who you think you're fooling around here? No planning. No planning. No planning. The people stupid. No planning. This is what we have. So if I was at that meeting yesterday, one of the things that people need to do, the President Walker, and especially Sylvester Grace, I've never met him, I don't know who he is, but my own brother and friend, Sir Johnny. I know that Joseph Walker, that is uncle. Sir Johnny grew up in Joseph Walker's house. Sir Johnny was in a house that Joseph Walker's sister son. Sir Johnny was in a house when Joseph Walker, all Joseph Walker children were born. So Sir Johnny is the father that Joseph Walker's son. So there is no reason why you talk to your father. You're not trying to derail his government. But why was Sylvester Grace, who is close to the president, where are these information? Look at the video. I don't even want to play the video today, but look at the video they have the conference yesterday, where the president will make that kind of statement. We have to do well now. That now we have to do well. We should have started to do well business a long time ago. Why are we making CDC look like we're making CDC keke smell sweet? What kind of business is that? That CDC is supposed to have keke smell sweet? CDC keke is supposed to be dirty and they stink all the time. But the way we behave, CDC keke is becoming they smelling sweet. If you have election today, you can't stop President Weah. Today, you put election on, you can't stop President Weah. He will win. The beginner even dancing again. But these people that are in the government, they believe that they are superior. And even some of our friends in the talk show business, CDC will never come back. You go to say CDC will not come back. They brought Unity Party Bible. Unity Party, what's his name? John Monroe say Unity Party, you are corrupt more than the internal how do you call it, the previous previous guys. And the Liberian people brought that one by $25 billions went through Unity Party first 2 year. What did they have to show for? Yeah, they did some stuff. I got some video here. Unity Party. Then you'll sit down here instead of us to push this government to produce. The only thing that's going to save us is through production. If we believe, first of all, President, we are popular than anybody. I keep saying it. You put one-on-one with President we are today, you flock anybody. Bring Jeremiah Kuhn, bring Arizona Kumi, bring anybody. Tawan Congro, anybody. President we will flock you. There's no question asked. The only thing that's going to make Liberian people to forget CDC completely is for us to produce and put the government on a good path. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. And the way this government is going. So as what my rescue tool said yesterday, he said those things that just sideshow. They're trying to cover hole, dig hole. They're trying to distract. You think Liberian people stupid? We'll sit down here for you to come and distract. Instead of you to work with the old man, your minister, good people, educated, highly educated, smart people. Okay, this is what we need to do. Mo Ali, a smart guy like that. You don't even hear a name ringing in the in ministerial position. Smart guy like that. Smart young people. They're supposed to put together the same energy you use to run the campaign. It's the same energy that is required to move this agenda, this rescue agenda, this arrest agenda. It requires a huge energy to move this country agenda forward. You can't sit by and say this is it. And here's the thing here with many of you. Your local sedition now. The young sedition that were there to yesterday, where are they now? Well, the funny thing, many of them can't come by here, they come. They ain't able. They can't come here and push cartoon. They ain't able. But the point is, they do not, because of their absence, 6 years of leave. They can't come here because they are 6 years older than what they were when they were here. So for you to come back and say, I want my old position, 6 years, you're going to have to go through a lot. You got to go through a lot. So to come back to the United States and say, I want my position, to say, I want my position back. Good luck. And the sad thing is, they can't come here and push cartoon because we know them. They can't do what we're doing. Pushing cartoon, go and factory job, we go and clean, nyama, nyama. They can't do it. Josh, talk your own. You bring anybody, whether George we are popular in soccer or not. I say now, you bring anybody against George we will flock you. They must sit down there. You sit down there and think, say, you must ask your government, our government, to do what is right, to do good thing. You must say your thing, George we are okay. I'm ready. So the point here is this: the only thing we have to redeem ourselves, we must, we must increase the energy on our side to be able to produce the same vigorous energy, the same rugged energy, the same powerful energy we were using to campaign. Campaign is that same type of energy that we need to go out. That the same energy we need. If we don't have that energy to move this country forward, we will not succeed. There's no question asked. There's no question asked. So, in order for us to do those things, in order for us to do those things, we must, we must support this government, which we're doing. But we have to be truthful. President Baka should not be the one to say you need to turn off the. President Baka should be the one. My children, you slow down. Too much. We passed stage two. We wanted to be at stage one. We passed that to stage two. We passed in stage two. You're moving to that president. We are supposed to calm you down. Instead, you go sit down there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The president telling you, say, we got to move. That our father's supposed to tell you, we got. You don't know we got to move. You got to go and sit down there. This a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Let me send. I think. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. So we will do our best to continue to say what we have to say. We'll be truthful. People don't believe it. That's fine with me. That's one thing I like about us at Liberia. Okay, we know what the truth is. We know what the truth is. SXSDY. Y'all give me a minute here. Let me get this thing together. Okay. Mr. Barker, I just sent the list. I just sent the link again. So look it up. So the point here is this. The point here is this. For me, I'm going to hope that President Barker change course. It's not about me. I got zero problem in Liberia. It's not about me. But we must do things that will be successful as Liberian. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We ourselves are all over the place. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Co-host, no co-host. Don't worry about it. That ain't your business. Okay? So I will hope that President Baka will say, you know what? Let's move this country. The president is helping. Sometimes I can be wondering how these people sleep at night, especially the minister. Then the man who call you to come and help him, he's not sleeping. But you who they call to help, you sleeping. You sleeping. Then how you expect this thing to move? It can't move by itself. I'll give you again, the Ralphie Highway. It will not finish during President Baka time said. Because our people don't plan. Rainy CC coming again. Let me bring in Jerry here. Oh, he's not ready yet. Jerry, when you're ready, put your thumb up. Okay. Let me bring in Jerry. Really, CC, come here again. Jerry, you care to turn your camera around? Won't work?
Yeah, can I do this? It's all right.
Let's see. Okay, let me put you back. No, that's okay. That's okay. It's not working. That's fine. We
Okay.
can see you. We can
All
see
right,
you.
let me see. Let me see if I can. My internet is not allowing me. Let me try. Let me do it. Okay, fine. Let me try.
Okay, that's fine. So, okay. So the issue here is those who are supposed to be helping President Waka is supposed to stand on the podium, almost going to 2 years now. The president, the father, is supposed to stand on the podium and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, member of the cabinet, please stand up and give yourself a big hand clap, because you have achieved so much this year." But the president have to come and remind you of your job. Then who are you? Then you don't belong there. But you don't have the fortitude. You don't have the kahuna to say, "I don't want to do it anymore. I'm stepping aside." You don't want to. You just ride with the old man. You just ride on his goodwill. In the meantime, our people are suffering. Sooner or later, the president gonna recognize that indeed my legacy at stake. So whatever you're doing with Labrador meat, Labrador elephant meat, that's okay. There are young people that are coming. There are young people that are coming. Very smart people. Let me bring in Jerry. Jerry, thank you for joining. We appreciate it. What's on your plate, sir?
Yeah, good evening. Continue. Let me see how it works. Okay, live chat. Okay. Let me see what else works. Oh, no, wait. Let me just use it. The computer is not working, so let me just do this one right here.
Okay.
So,
But we can hear you.
oh, okay. Yeah, one of the things, sir. Liberia is interesting. I see for the past 2 days, the motorcyclists have been demonstrating or restriction. I don't get it. The critics as America is, Germany, England, they got limitation where you can go, where you can't go. You are an engineer. I know this is going to say I'm talking tabata, but that's fine. There are restriction. There are certain weight cannot pass on a bridge.
Let me hold you. Let me hold you right there, Jerry. And you myself split with Babu Divakula here tonight. In
Yeah,
Rhode Island, in Rhode
yeah.
Island, when you're
Mm-hmm.
on the highway, when you're getting off the highway, they
Mm-hmm.
tell you in 1 mile your
Mm-hmm.
exit will be coming up.
Yeah,
They tell you in 1.5 mile your exit will be coming up. And
yeah,
as you get closer to your exit, you will be on your right hand side to get off.
yeah.
Are there any sign, posted sign in the street of Monrovia to tell this motorbike what area to go or what area not to go? Or that
No,
bomb that right will tell people, Jerry, that way you're coming to
no,
preach for us?
no, it's not. But our traffic and vehicle law tells us, even I'm being posted, but it's at the discretion of the law enforcement. If the people feel that for a security threat, yes, we can make diversion.
Emmanuel, the
Mhm.
Flantikova older brother here, so that's why he loaded Flantikova.
But yes, it thing, Mr. Toll, Mr. Chairman, yes, it thing here. At the discretion of the police or the security. If the security feel threat, they can tell you, say, look, you got to go in this way. You have to go this way. They do it all the time.
Yeah, they do
Mhm.
that, Jerry. I agree with you.
They can do it all the
Yeah,
time.
but
It's
let me
done.
hold you. Let me hold you there. They do it here.
Hmm.
In terms of the emergency, they will give
Hmm.
you what when they do that, they have what they call detour.
Yeah.
Then you go to street
Hmm.
A take you to B take you to C take you back to D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over there, they don't want them to go certain place at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with that. That's the rule.
Mhm.
But where is the sign?
Well,
There should be
listen, we
sign.
wanna, that's why where there's no sign, the police are posted as a sign.
Yeah, but
The
what do they
traffic,
have?
the traffic, the traffic and vehicle teaching, the traffic and vehicle law say even if a police is standing at the traffic light and he directing traffic, you don't no longer use a traffic light anymore. The
I
traffic,
agree.
the sign you use as a police will have the power to make a left, make a right, or go straight. So
I
that's what
agree.
it is.
I
Yes.
agree. Here's the
Hmm.
thing here. If you
Yeah.
look at that road, if you look at that road, 15,000 feet before you get to the police, you don't even know that police are there at night. Here, they will start giving you warning. If we're gonna go by the United States stuff, they will start giving you warning.
Yeah.
My point here, Jerry, I'm not saying that the police are doing something wrong. The information process is weak. And
Precisely.
it's weak. The information to inform the public, which have to be the motorbike, is weak because they do not have interest to make these people to be part of the process. Their interest is to enforce the rule, force the children to obey the rule. And when you do that, when you bring that kind of engagement, you can only do it in an emergency situation. But if you're going to expect that all you're trying to do, and the police are right, their main objective, they have no hidden agenda. I know that. Their main objective is to save lives. But you cannot force that on people.
Yeah, but you see, you have to understand the function of the police, the
Okay.
law enforcement department.
Help me. Help
Like
me.
like you said, they are there to protect life and property. I agree. To the political extreme, sometimes, of course, we do. I mean, there are some time we go extreme. When I say go extreme, I mean to be abusive. But there are some time people do not follow the rules and the regulation, and you have to make to understand that. Listen, the first thing, let me tell you something. The police are always have the first thing they teach you in the police academy. You have to be in charge on the scene of a crime. That's the first thing they teach you. You have to be in control, regardless your height, your size, or anything. When something happens, you have to be in control. It's your full responsibility when you get on the crime scene or anything of that nature. You are responsible. It's your responsibility to call up for backup or anything of that nature. But here we are. I might agree with you on another sense. It's it's poor dissemination of information. Let's do it that way. Let's put it that way. Okay? If you're gonna do this thing, it's your time leaving ahead in policing the 21st century police. Now we are proactive, we are not reactive anymore. It's a babysitting job right now we are doing. It's a proactive job now. You're not reacting anymore. We on the fire department mentality is no longer wait and say, wait, you know what, when the house is burning, we gotta go further the water, put in the tank. No, this is why now even your own house it takes even a post smoke detector in the place. Your insurance company require you in your house to put smoke detector because they want you to be proactive if there's a fire, so you'll be able to escape. Where you work, they have sprinkler system in our department you're working. Okay, so today they are proactive. So these are the things we need to start training our people. We need to be proactive rather than to be reactive. Do you understand? So if this thing gonna happen, you have the lead time in here. But because the motorcyclists they wanted to demonstrate. Now you're going to restrict it. Now it began an issue. It began an issue because you are never getting that opportunity and say from here 2 weeks from now nobody's going to be passing this place and nobody's going to pass on Benson Street. Nobody's going to come on Broad Street. Now because you have. Let me say something quick. Before crime is committed, you got three motives: the desire, the opportunity, and let me look for it. The desire, the ability, and the opportunity. It must exist. So, in order for the people to carry this thing on, first of all, they must have the desire. What is the desire? Because they want to disrupt.
Let me
Hmm?
bring in Terry. Let me bring in Terry. Go ahead.
Before the eh?
Go ahead.
Before the demonstration could go on, they had a desire that they want to do demonstration. They want to do demonstration. The second thing is they must have the opportunity. If you have the opportunity, then you have it to execute it. So all the three things will work together before the crime is committed. So we're looking at these people. I mean, And the police have the ability to disseminate all the information. Because of this, you have to be restricted on this area. Like I said, even in this country, there are certain things. When I have the posted sign, but we have to bow by the rule. The police say you can't go this place today. We can't go there. That's as simple as it is.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let me bring you in.
I'm sure I might have some, some disagreement with some of the things that are going on. You see police people beating people in the street with rotten, taking the bike from people and all these things. It's very unprofessional. But at this point, yes, because of national security, when the national security is supposed to see anything you want to do, even as a president, they can tell you, Mr. President, you're not passing this way, you got to go that way. The
Right.
police have the power to detour you because of security reasons. It's a security threat. The security threat supersedes 95% of the things we do.
Okay. Terry, good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's on your plate?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Bacon, and to you, Libra, and to our audience. Yeah, so Mr. Bacon is saying that the motorcyclists should be vehemently resisted from the capital. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Bacon?
No, sir. No, sir. What I'm saying here is there's a restriction upon you. Even with a curfew, there's a time you can put a curfew and say nobody do this thing at a certain time. Or to be at the discretion of the police. The police have the discretional power. So what they are saying here, look, you can't come here now until after a certain time because the intention, the intent to disrupt. So the police had the ability and say, okay, you can't come here because of where the disruption going to be. That's what I am saying. Do I say the police is right? No, but because of the urgency, where you have an urgency, take for example, one way the emergency vehicle, it can run one way because of the emergency situation, and the police make it accessible that at this time is because of the urgency, you can't come here or you can't go that direction. That's what it is.
So, Terry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead because I mean, Terry, yes, Terry, you can ask me a question on that issue. So we can go ahead, sir.
Terry, go ahead.
Yeah, because that's your era, so
No. I mean, I might have a different view, even though
No,
it
I
might
don't
not
agree.
be.
I don't
I
agree
know
with
you're not
Terry.
agree.
I
I
don't
know
agree
you're
with
not
Terry
agree with
at
me.
all. I don't
I know
agree with
you're not
him at
agree
all.
with. You're not agree with me. But
because
today I'm putting back my uniform and I'm thinking as a police officer. I'm putting on my uniform and hey, that's what it is. We do it. It's happening.
Let's hear from
so
you, Terry.
yeah, liberal. I think like we talked about this thing last night, and I think we dealt with the matter sufficiently. And I know Mr. Bacon has his own version of how he think it should be. My concern is due to the inability to create the jobs for the people, and based upon that, people have to do other means like motorcycle to survive. And it was early time that the motorcyclist motorbike became a means of transportation in Monrovia, and it has served efficiently and effectively in Liberia because there are so many people right now. If you stop motorcycling from moving in and around the city of Monrovia, how will people get from one point to the other? That means people will begin to walk. You will begin to walk, and the security, you got to also take into consideration the security implications. Because, like for me, when I was in Liberia last year, I was on the street around 8:30 to 9, trying to go home, just looking for a car. I couldn't find a car. The street from Broad Street or that hill, from the bridge, from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, the line,
At the
people
bottom of
looking for,
Crown, at the bottom of Crown Hill.
yes, people looking for car to go. We were standing over there. How I go home? Motorbike, and me and one girl rode a bike. Two persons. We were two, and our bike just came and swing, and that was how we were able to jump on it. But the crowd we left behind, no car to take them home because there was a traffic on the bridge leading all the way to Sion Town there because of our potholes that were over there. So it put, and that night, a lot of people, their phone got missing because those Gona boys and stole it from them. So Mr. Bacon also got to take into consideration the security threat. Because if people cannot find a way out of the city on time due to the shortage of cars, due to the traffic congestion, you also put the people at risk to criminal. So I don't know whether if they're taking into consider all those things, because it's very, very significant.
Thank you.
And that night I was safe to go home on that particular motorbike. Save me, even though I paid $300 LD.
So $300 LD, how much in US?
Less of.
Well, it was around $1.50 like that.
Okay.
Like
So
$1.25.
my disagreement with Jerry is it have to do with the fact that the information process, the communication process.
Okay. Okay, now I'm back. All right. Okay, bye. You gotta bring back.
Oh, you got two co-hosts here tonight.
No. What happened? I was using my phone first, but now you can bring it back. Okay, now I can.
Now you in your real position now because the Tabata, but now you in.
No, but see, what happening? Let me say this for our listening audience. I know it is a sticky issue, and if you take it farther than that, it's also an economic issue. It's a security issue. It's an economic issue because there are people who livelihood is depending on the bike to make money. I'm taking that into consideration because there are people that don't want the transportation. Before, when I was growing up, we had yes transport. We used to ride a bus, all the buses, whatever it was. But now, the bike is the means of surviving in Liberia too. Then I would want to go another farther. And I've been thinking about the issues. Seeing this thing start.
Well, those days, though, 25, the taxi from Camp Johnson Road to Ministry of Education, well, it used to be 25 cents.
We're paying 10 cents.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for the bus.
25 cents, yeah. Well, Central Morel was 25 cents.
For taxi, because our big shot, 25 cents.
Yeah. Central Moravia was 25 cents from Dugo all the way to City Water 25 cents. Once it goes to 25 cents, it becomes 50 cents. 10 cent bus was from Negritan all the way to Oro at 10 cents or 15 cents.
Yes.
Go to Police Academy. But anyway, but here's the thing. I've been thinking about it very seriously. I've been doing a lot of analysis and see where we are. It is good and also it's very detrimental to the future of our country. Yeah, why? Today, people who's supposed to be the leader when we leave tomorrow, they are not prepared to be our leaders. Look at the education system in our country. And most of the people, young girls and young boys are riding the pimping right now and they don't want to go to school anymore. How can you be a leader tomorrow? And we're going to make a quick money. And tomorrow it's going to cause problems in our country. And we are not taking that into consideration. Because today, if you go 75% or 85% of the people who are around the pimping today are pimping rather, that's also young boys, young women. And the education system is completely depleted. Because what? They are making money, quick money. So what happened 10, 15, 20 years from now? They are 20, 30, 20 years old. 10, 15 years, 20 years from now. They are not able to compete in the 21st century. And the bike not going to last for the next 20, 30 years. What's going to happen to the future? Seriously, I'm thinking.
But Jerry. Yes.
Let me learn.
Okay.
And after this, there will be an increase of crime. Because where there's no job opportunity and the person does not have another income, they have to find something to substitute their habit or to be able to survive.
Jerry,
so, maybe I'm going ahead of myself.
I think because here's the thing here. When you say that,
you see, we have to anticipate the unknown.
Exactly. You don't have people like that in this government. You don't have people.
We have to anticipate the unknown.
But we don't have that. And that's why the old man had to come out yesterday to remind them that with all that you're doing, we got a rest agenda that is sitting down on the shelf collecting dust. So here you are right now. You're thinking, okay, these people that are riding the motorbike, what happened to their life because they're young now? What happened to their life 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years down the line? When they are unable to, no longer able to get in the street, where do they go? You're not going, they're all going to die, but where do they go? You have no planner. You got nobody to, all they do is just sit all day when we hear money, money, money. Yes, another thing I was saying here, and that's a segue to the next subject matter. We're gonna get out of the bike business and go on to the president and his cabinet. I'm arguing, and I will continue to argue that because of lack of planning for the future, and many of these people, I don't know where some of them highly educated, and there's nothing you can do in this country without planning. You go to work, you got posted on these people wall. Most of the people that play places they work, they got posted. I'll do A today, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I'm doing. They got plans, but when they get to Liberia, nothing. You expect the old man to come and plan for you in the ministry? No. My argument has always been ministry that have intersection, ministry that have how do you call it, working relationship, they should be able to establish that. You and Terry, you're serving one ministry, Terry is serving one ministry. But most likely you'll have some sort of a commonality among two of you, among the two ministries. Find those places where you guys can collaborate together and move things up. First of all, they don't have no respect for each other. Look at the way they were walking out of the cabinet meeting yesterday. Look at the condition they were walking out. You don't see them holding, you don't see them side by side having conversation with each other. You see them just filing, single file, moving out so they can go to their ministry and they'll be done. What kind of business is this? After the ministry, you're supposed to see 2, 3, 4 people together trying to compare notes from the meeting. You don't have that. All we saw, they were just walking with the president, and wherever the president going, they follow that. How are you going to live like that? Immediately after the cabinet meeting, you will expect those ministers that's supposed to be working together, having these type of 1 or 2, 3 together, having conversation. Where are we, man? Oh, man, the way you hear the woman say, oh, the woman say, but what can you do? What do you think? What can I do to help? What can my ministry do? Since most of the things he's talking about, it has to do with you. What can my ministry do to help you? They're not going to do that. They want that minister to fail so they will look good. How you would move a country up like that? Let me go to Terry, man. If you are really getting me,
Terry, can you give me a few seconds, please?
No, we're not giving you no meaning. Yeah, no, I decline.
Wow. That's all right. Okay, Terry, go ahead.
My co-host myself fighting tonight. My co-host.
That's what I'm making. No, it's good. It's interesting.
Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
You see, you made a good point. You see, in leadership, 2 things, or 2 or 3 or 4 things. Let me just say that communication is number 1. Communication is number 1. The second thing here is your emotional reaction. If I were teaching the leadership, something called emotional reaction. The third thing we have to take into consideration is avoid power struggle. Avoid power struggle. If you can eliminate all these 3 things, then you begin to form a team. Because you see, if you're doing power struggle, the objective is completely out of the window. Then you have no objective. But this is what's going on. It's a power struggle. Everybody wants to look good in the eyes of the president. No, that is not how it's supposed to be. You have to work in collaboration with people for it to be successful. It's a teamwork. And that's why we are lacking in our country. It's a teamwork. Once you have a teamwork, you will be able to do this thing. Let me just close on this. Even when you were in school, they all put team together. 3 person will say, I got a project to be successful. That's why they call teamwork. That's why they were teaching you in classroom. That's why they always say 2 person got to do project or 5 person got to do a project. But this thing is not happening in our country. So we have to train our leaders.
Let me
Take
bring
for
in.
example,
Let me bring in
take
the
for example
negative
our country
1%.
leaders. Let's look at the superintendent. When the last time the superintendent didn't get together to say that the southeast, what is
Nothing.
our issues?
Nothing.
Hmm?
And this is what we're not going. Terry, we'll come to you. Let me take
Thank
1
you,
minute of
thank
your
you,
time.
Terry. Thank you for giving that. I just want to pull these things that we can discuss it further.
Let me
Just want to
welcome
give this. These are the talking.
Honorable Namwe. Thank you
Number
for
one.
joining
These
us.
are what these are the
It's a
talking
pleasure.
points.
It's a
I just
pleasure to
want
be here.
when you're doing leadership, that's what it is. But go ahead. I know
Namwe,
we are not agreeing tonight. We are not agreeing tonight. That's
no,
cool.
you're tonight
We'll
on
come,
tonight
we'll
on.
find resolution.
I'm on my own. Namwe, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Let's have a conversation. But no, Terry, before I come back to you, Namwe, I'll be going back to Terry as soon, then we'll come to you, my brother.
Sure.
Terry, before I come to you, here is the issue here. You remember what's her name, Mama Kanama or whatever her name, the lady who brought the I didn't call Mama Kamama. You know
Mama C Kaba. Which one you talking about?
the lady that brought the yellow machine.
Mama Ability.
Oh,
Oh,
Mama Kaba.
Mama Dakaba, whatever her name is. But here's the interesting thing here. You bring a yellow machine in a country to present to the president, and the Minister of Public Work is not standing with you. You bring a yellow machine in a country, and the Minister of Transport is not standing with you. Those are the people you should have contact with before you do it. But what did they do? According to the story, they put a president picture up there and they present a video and people are clapping. Knowing, you see, this is why I keep saying, if you're going to be in the government and you are well prepared for yourself, these kinds of things happen, you speak out, they say goodbye, you say goodbye. Because you know, and you can get paid or get work anywhere you go. But most of the people, they're stopping there clapping. First thing, they don't agree. But they're thinking, when I come back to America, I'll be pushing cartoon. I can't go, or the player, the good job I had, left it. And some of them want to read the crowd, they always say, I come here, I left my good job. Because they can't come back to this good job they had, because the way they have it, they were protecting it, they have nothing to produce. That's why they run away. But Terry, let me just come to you. I'm just saying, these people, first of all, they are not working together until President Walker can have these people to work together. You went to cabinet meeting yesterday. Bring in, Samson told the people will miss me. I need to be there. You go into cabinet meeting yesterday. You bring some kind of speaker, somebody that's going to energize us.
The majority black speaker?
No. I mean somebody who would where I do with a left hand to come show a left hand.
The regime speaker. No,
No, I'm talking about motivational speaker.
Motivator speaker.
Okay.
Yeah,
He comes and lay out, because this is the team. When we used to play football, when you get on that bus, when they carry that lantern with that coach in it, they smoke. You come out of that field, you want knock anybody out. You were ready. You as soon as you get out of the bus, you want to play the game right away. That's how you do it. Even that as that. Each one of these ministers, if you call them right now and ask them, what is the job of the other minister? What do? They can't tell you in more than 4 or 5 words. That's it. Because they have no clue what each of them is supposed to be doing. Let me come to you, Terry. Please. The Libra is on it again tonight, folks. Terry, let's hear from you.
I just want to read something on the motorcycle aspect, because I listened to Geraldine Pia today on the OK FM talking about Rwanda. But listen to what we want. Rwanda commercial motorcycles, also known as moto taxi, are a vital part of transportation in the country. The government is transitioning to electric motorcycles to reduce air pollution and greenhouse gas emission. So, and you have it here. You know, if you can see here on my stuff, you will see this is Rwanda. All right, you will see the motorcyclists and all of that.
The iPad, you got what on a laptop?
No, the iPad.
Then up, you want to donate it to LPR? I broke. I got money.
We're talking to
Terry, my son. That's how I can
yeah.
knock you out of
You
your
see,
position.
that's why
That one made the show
Butterfield
interesting. That why the people like liberal, because liberal can put the oil on the wheels. So this is what it is, liberal. You see, so Rwanda here is progressing to, electric motorcycles for a safer environment instead of removing the motorcyclists from on the street, as the way we're doing ours in Liberia. We're saying they are less important. We don't care about them. While Rwanda, one of the cleanest cities in the world, in Africa, one of the cleanest cities in Africa, and one of the states that have progressed from war. That's why I'm using Rwanda as a case study. Is using motorcycle as a major transportation from one point to another for the citizens, not only for bike riders, but also for the citizens. So we're supposed to be progressing now, thinking about how to improve that, not to completely eradicate it. So that's why I'm saying eradicating it is a poor judgment in the government from the government position, because they are not looking at the future. They are not far-sighted. They are not looking at the damages it's going to cause, the limitations and the security implications and all those things. If you want to remove motorcycles on the street, bring in transportation, provide means of transportation for people to get from point A to point B, especially in and around the city. You don't do that. But to the issue of the division among cabinet ministers, I think that the president need to, put group to divide these cabinet ministers into groups. Every time they go for cabinet meeting, you can say, each group, especially the group that that is divided, that having quarrels, jealous of one another, fighting, you separate them, you put them in compartments, and you allot them to each compartment, and you select a head among them, and you make them to be able to go through some programs, some workshops that will help them to improve their mindset and create a suitable working environment. Once you don't do that, you will always have division among them. You not because you're the president, you just talk, anything you talk, then you just go. Then the soul continue to deepen. So as a result, you will get propaganda will continue to happen. People will be running news to the president. As a matter of fact, one morning the president will just wake up and say, "Oh, the mayor, you suspended. You're not coming back on the job." Or you did. He will wake up and make some pronouncement that he's not supposed to make. Like yesterday with the issue of saying that you want to reopen the case, which is not bad. I think that case needs to be reopened, in fact. But you can't be making those kind of statements, all right? And knowing very well that your government, the security apparatus have already taken a position. So if you want to make that statement, I think you should have done it in the back. But if the president do not create that working environment for his cabinet ministers, it's just a matter of time, liberal. It's just a matter of time. There will be in-house fighting. People will be throwing wish on people. Like look at what Burma Pamela were talking.
Yeah.
That he said that people saying wish on him. Now we're hearing that the guy is sick. What his name? Gregory Coleman. I don't know how true it is.
They say he's sick. The guy was just having press conference yesterday. He's sick.
Yeah, that what we're hearing from Spoon Network. Spoon said Gregory is sick and he's flying out of the country. And I think that was one of the reasons why he did not have the press conference today on the fire incident. So
I think Gregory listened to me yesterday. I think he got ready to call it quit.
Yeah. So yeah, he said Gregory is sick. So, but there are a lot of charm people do on the job. So the president in my opinion, the president have to create a working environment wherein he will assign his cabinet ministers to work with people that have knowledge on counseling sessions, and that will create the environment, the working environment for them to work together. Otherwise, they're going to fight, and the fight will not be good for the government.
Thank you. Let me come to Namwe. Namwe, I'll come to you here. But yes, one of the things as Terror is saying, as I also been saying here, you're going to have this cabinet meeting, perhaps a week before a designated administrate to say, I want you to spend 15, 20 minutes of your time to tell us as a cabinet ministry, a cabinet meeting, all the ministers are going to be there. Come and tell us what you do. Who are you? What ministry? Because now we're seriously, many of these ministers don't know the position of many of the other ministry. They only know it because of what they've been hearing. But the deep root of what the minister is supposed to do, most of them don't know. So I think if you do that, you will improve the situation. But let's hear from you. I know you're not with us here tonight. You're coming to come talk Tabata here.
Now,
Try to push it.
let me see. Maybe he'll be on my side.
Oh,
Let's see.
not with you. The man coming to come throw us on the boss here. What are you talking about?
But you know, you'll be shocked, liberal, to learn that I actually agree with most of what you're saying. I saw the body language of the ministers from the meeting too. I was feeling the same way. People look dejected,
Yeah.
unenthusiastic. You didn't see any enthusiasm. No esprit de corps, spirit of the group, no parent camaraderie. How do you expect such people to work together cohesively? And the government is not compartment, it's not silos. They work together interconnectedly. They have to be able to get along.
They have to.
These are all Liberians, and they were coming out of the meeting like some South African with a Kenyan and a Sierra Leonean, like they don't know each other. Yeah, I agree with you. That in itself is a problem. That is a problem. That is a problem. No motivation. Where is the spirit of the joy of serving your country? I didn't see that. So I was coming, I was listening to you guys talking to the bike, like Terry indicated, the bike situation. It is a mainstay now in the whole West African region. Even if you go to DC, you got electric bikes because they are convenient. They go places that the cars cannot go, especially in the case of Liberia. The roads, especially around Monrovia, some of the places are so bad, the cars cannot go there. Only the bikes can go in those places. So they serve a purpose. Yes, they are serving as a means of income generation for the owners, but they're also serving the populace for convenience. You these days you get around very easily in Monrovia. I was in Monrovia, I think 12 months, 14 months ago. You go to the SKD Boulevard, the back road to go to SK, or go to Pinzio Town Hall. The amount of dishes in that place, the cars can go through there. Only the motorbikes. So they serve a purpose. So they really need to find a way to integrate them into the economy seamlessly. I think what they're doing is counterproductive. They need to find a way to accommodate these people because they are serving a purpose. They're serving a purpose. Last night I said on the show here, I said if I was the IG, giving that the president had resurrected the investigation of the missing boys that he had closed, and the president came back and resurrected that case. I was saying to me, that sounded to me like the president declaring a vote of no confidence in the IG. And I was saying to you that I thought if I were advising him, he should consider thanking the president and stepping aside. It
The
appears,
same song I was singing yesterday.
apparently, it appears it seems to be happening. Terry is right. The news is out. They say he's out. He's not well.
I think he's giving in, and when he
Yeah.
comes here, he's not going back.
Yeah.
But
So Jerry, I don't, I don't share some of the sentiments.
But you see, that's what it is. The law enforcement will always be somebody who you and I agree with all the time. And so I understand the public perception when it comes to law enforcement, the way the law enforcement think, or the way we want to do things.
So Jared, before you come in, let me give you this. Since you're law enforcement, let me give you this story about New Jersey police, state police. So back in the early '80s, I used to drive from Ohio to Rhode Island. Sometimes the 12 hours drive, sometimes would take me 7, 8 hours the most. And when I'm driving, I have you know, while in the front seat, the six pack, and I got some in the back. So the police, the guy, one time the guy pulled me over, but at that time I was trying to do a criminal justice at the time. So I have all my books in there because when I go to the place, I like to read, study, and be ready for when I come back for school. So the police pulled me over and said, well, "You drunk?" I said, "No, I just get this thing. That when I get to a rest area in New York before I get to Connecticut, I want to drink maybe one or two." Say, you know, you can't do that. I said, because in New Jersey, when you catch people, you let people to pay fine right away. And I don't have money. So he said, "You got anything in the trunk?" I said, "No, only my books." So when you open the trunk, so he saw my criminal justice book. He said, "At this point, are you studying criminal?" I say, "Yeah." He said, "At this point, what would be your reply to me? Why? What would be your reply to me?" I said, "Well, first thing I was supposed to tell you," he said, "No, I don't want you to search, but I don't want no trouble." He said, "No, that is not the right thing. You should have stuck with your gun because this is what the people teach you. It's in the book. I have to get your permission before I step back here to look into the car." You get that? I say, "Yeah, it's okay." Now open all of this six pack and dump them on. I open, I open all my beer, my dump it like, oh. But I just thought I threw that in there. Go ahead, Jerry.
But you see,
But Jared, while you're at it, I want you to talk a little bit about I don't know if you have. I didn't hear you talk about a fire incident. You know, the investigation that was ongoing, and then the experts that were
We
brought
were
in.
going to let Mr. So and his co-host take the fire stuff tomorrow. But Jerry, go ahead. You
Okay,
can speak on anything you want.
but
okay,
here's the thing. Here's the thing on law enforcement. Like I was saying, the 21st century now we become a babysitter comparing to the old days. You know, we're going to be macho man. You got to show up. You know, this is it has changed. This time you got to be proactive rather than reactive. What do I mean by that? Like before, we say, for example, fire will happen before we get there. No, no, no. This time you have to have like the sprinkler system in your house, fire detector, and all these things got to be there in the house. But police officer, we are always trained when you get on the scene, you in control. That's the first thing they teach you. Police officer, you are in control. And when it comes to the motorcyclists, there's a lot of implication that, like I said from the beginning, the police do necessary and say, listen, you can't come here at this time because of certain reason. That's it. That's what the police say. You can't come here, but there should be a dissemination of the information at that time to prepare the public and to say, at this time, the motorcycle is not going to come here, and we're not going to, in the Greater Monrovia area, it will
but let
not
me
be.
ask you this, Jerry. Jerry, why do you think the police are telling them you can't come here? Why?
Well, maybe for safety reason, they have us. They might have our intelligence.
Exactly,
They might
exactly,
have an intelligence. They might have an
exactly.
intelligence. Say because maybe somebody will carry a bomb, somebody might carry something to do something within that area, and say, but next time,
Well, you have a point there, but my experience in Monrovia is that they drive like maniacs. You know, they jump in front of they have no pattern. That is, I think so they cause a lot of accidents. You know, they run in front of a car. By the time the cars are planning, they pull away, but then by then the damage would be so. I would think that the police now, the traffic, people, they have to find and develop new rules of engagement for these people. This is how you and teach them, work with them. I think they're willing, they're pliable. Work with
oh,
them, tell them, look, this is what you do. This is the problem you're causing. Help us resolve this problem. We want you to continue to make your living, but this is how you apply the routes. This is how you leave from you drive different and maybe LR junk, but when you get into the cities, here, Jerry, there's a speed limit for the city center, and then there's speed limit for the highway. They're different conducts. So work with them, give them the training, let them understand why you need them to behave when they're in traffic. I think that might help.
Yeah,
all right.
but they're not doing that.
I mean, that's what I
They
was
want
saying.
to
That's why I said we
impose
got to
their
be
rule.
proactive. That's why I said we got to be proactive. You see, these are some of the ideas, the attribute of the proactive.
Absolutely.
Training, 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 and dissemination information. Because
Right.
we that are in the police department, we cannot function without the citizen because we have to work in collaboration with the citizen. There's no way police department will function and say, no, we can't do it. Based upon the intelligence, you people have to give us the intelligence and we'll collaborate with the intelligence that you give us. There's no way we can work. There's no way police people, from the 7 continent or 6 continent, wherever continent. A police work is the same. It's just the implementation on the execution. That's
Thank
number
you.
one. But let me see on the fire issue. The fire issue is very interesting. And where we are now, I mean, they brought experts from abroad, to facilitate the investigation, to help us in the investigation. And people are already been some of the people, the the accused are already some of them are already been incarceration or been trials going on. No, I don't think trials started already. But yes, the fascinating part of it. It has always been the problem. People concerned say, oh, we're bringing experts into the country and we don't have confidence in our police department. No, it is not. It's like you, Mr. Nambe said, collaboration. We need experts. We don't have all the expertise in our country. Okay. And the Liberia always been that way. If you go back in our history, you can go to Family versus Liberia, 1982, 83. At that time, I said I was a young person who investigated the fire department. If you can recall, the first Ministry of Finance got burned. They brought experts with us that helped us to do the investigation. But it always comes to the dissemination of the information. You tell the public this is what's going on. We're not expecting you to give the entire detail as an investigator. Look, we are bringing people for investigation, and Liberian people will get back to you on social issue. You're not going to go into the entire detail. It happened in this country. The FBI will warn you, or the town you're living in, if they break into 5 or 6 cars, the chief of police will come and say, in Rhode Island, Pawtucket, or Cumberland, people, you lock your doors. Ain't no social reason will tell you what's going on. 5% have break into the car. So you have to work with the public. If you're not working with the public, you strangle yourself. There where people, how you call them, conspiracy theories are coming in. But once you put it out there, then you have a means to work. You have killed it before ahead of time. And that's the problem we are facing in our country. We don't give the people ample time. This is what we are doing. You don't have to go in detail. Just brief the people. That's what they want. But once you get in the how you call it, conspiracy theory, it go wild. Like my dear brother just said, Colin just said, it's a responsibility or the IG or he go to the president and say, Mr. President, I'm going abroad for what do they need for treatment. It's not necessary, but just put it out there. Look, I'm sick. I'm going on sick leave. It would diffuse the confusion. But where there's little big, oh, the message he going, this is going. You know what happening? Then conspiracy conspiracy theory coming. And when there's conspiracy theory, it is difficult to control it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You
Again,
know, if
folks,
I'm quickly,
listening,
liberal.
let me make the announcement quick. If you're listening, folks, the number is out there. Give us a call here, so we can have a conversation. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to pick up on a point that Jerry mentioned in passing, the whole concept of community policing, right? The community really is that if you are good at it, they do most of your work even before you get started because they live in the community and they know every nook and cranny of the community. They know everything, but it would depend on how you engage them. You know, community policing is really. I think I'm not a law enforcement person. Jerry is, but I think that's where the future of policing is going. You've seen it here, even in the states. Yeah, you got to
That's
engage the community because they will help you and tell you what is happening. You get into the community. You know.
You're right, and that has been my song here. That information process
Yeah.
before, because here's the interesting thing here. Unity Party should have known better. You won an election that many sedition don't think you are the correct winner. They believe President we are considered too early, too soon. What are they doing? Any kinds of conflict that will portray you in a bad light, they will push that. You got few people within the motorbike community that are bent on making Unity Party look bad. Their police look bad, and you fall right in the trap. You got the press group in the country. What to say that, okay, tomorrow at the Anthony Tatman Stadium or tomorrow at the Samuel Kanyan Door, we're taking motorbike from A to D, their last name. Show up. We have conversation with you. Like I said yesterday, transport minister, public work minister, the police, they got people to go there to talk to these people. They did the same thing with Doe Community. I keep making reference to Doe Community because I was on air here on LPR crying about the way things were going. Talk to the community first. We saw President we went the Doe Community Road before they start building it. We saw President we going in there, and he couldn't get out of the car at that particular spot because they have the pothole full of water. So they have to have drive-through before you will get out at a specific area. The president left after publicizing that. When the president left, the first thing they should have done, the people who are going to be building the public work ministry, go down there, ice the people, like I said yesterday, call the community meeting. Y'all know why we put in a road here? They'll tell you no. And you tell them why. From that point, you lead them through. They are not construction people. They don't know anything about construction. But you get them through with the plans. This is what the road going to look like. These are the construction process. You will be surprised. There will be some people that live in that community that will want to do free work by doing inspection and telling you publicly, well, when you're down here, people are doing that kind of thing out because they have little knowledge of what to expect. Because of that, they are now part owner of that community road. They didn't do any of those things. We have Falcon in the rain. They were building the road in the rain, putting the concrete gutter and putting the concrete pipe under the road in the rain. On the rain, I watched everything. That's why I was condemning them the whole time, the whole process. When they finished, President Weah went there to delegate.
I will see you tomorrow. I gotta run.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care, Jerry.
Thank you. Oops, excuse me. Okay. So when they left, President Weah went. Somebody not muted. Okay.
No,
when
we
they
can
left,
hear.
yeah. Okay. When they left, President Weah went there to dedicate the place. That's when they put that little three guy holding the president up. Yep, y'all remember that, right? They how do you call it? That they are team president. We are standing up there and they were holding him up. Go look at our team right now. It doesn't even look like something that was done 7 years ago. Ridiculous. But when President Weah got there, he said something very interesting. He said yesterday afternoon, I was here. You know, some of y'all saw what car he said? Oh, Lexi. I drove myself here. I was watching. I saw one motorbike have 5 people on it, 2 little children. I told them stop. I told him to stop. And people started clapping. Baku. And then he said another interesting thing. He said the road we built here, they're not place for people to do mechanic job. Don't put your car on the road and start doing mechanic job. You want to buy everything in here. Go look at Doe community right now. All gone. The community they're thinking, who's going to repair the road? Government. Who's going to fix it? Government. We spoil it, the government will fix it. Nobody in that country taking ownership of nothing. And they start from the top. The ministry. You go to some of the ministry, you got ministry that's supposed to have maybe 70 people. You got over 300 people. To do what? They're all sitting down there. In the morning, they dress and go to work. What they're going to do, nobody knows. Those are the kinds of things that I say, and Terry, let me come to you, that are really, really dragging us down. Until we recognize this thing, we're not going anywhere. Let's hear from you, Terry.
But there are many ways to solve those problems. Even the pedestrian. You can tell the pedestrian, those who get on motorcycle, that if you get on a motorcycle and you don't have a helmet, you don't have a real good shoe on, you will be fine. If a police catch you, you will be fine. Nobody would get on motorbike like that. You can tell you can also tell the people who sell on the street that if you drop plastic in the street, you will be fine. Liberian people like to see action. Once you see multiple people are fines and you start seeing them paying money, people be going to detention centers. Everything you see going on in the street where people just throw plastic in the street, people get on motorbike, 2-3 persons, it will cease because they know that there will be action. But just what you're saying, no action, no repercussion for the actions that people do. So as a result, everything remains the same. And we keep going on the same trend with the same Liberian mentality. When I went to Liberia in recent time, the street, you could see the dirt on the street all over the place. Bunch of dirt all over the place. Even for the motorcycle, another thing Gregory could do, he could say, okay, you know what? We're not homogeneous the motorcyclists, we'll deal with the pedestrian. Tell the pedestrian, anybody who put a child below 2 years old or below 5 years old on a motorcycle, you will be arrested and detained. Anybody who get on motorcycle, 2-3 person, you will be arrested and detained. Or no pedestrian must get on a motorcycle to reach to this part of the city in Monrovia around Susan. So when we see you, you will be detained. Once you tell a brand man like that, we're not going there. So you don't even have to, you don't even have to bother the motorcyclists. Just speak to the people, the people that the motorcyclists will transport. Speak to them. Once you speak to them, they themselves will restrict themselves from getting on bikes, and the motorcyclists will be forced to adjust. But you start, there are so many strategies. But again, Liberia is a one-way street. Everybody just move in one direction, and that's it. And that is what makes it difficult.
Let's hear from you, Namwe, please.
No, you and Terry, you made a point about information, and Terry is making the same point. Sensitization is really important. Sometimes we tend to overlook it, but information. You have to get the people to buy in, and you got to explain to them what it is. It's not that they're not smart enough, but sometimes people they hustle. These little things elude them. Like he's saying, you got to. It's not just the bike ride. The drivers of the bike who must bear the responsibility. The citizenry who also ride the bikes, they have to understand. I understand, when you're in a hurry to go somewhere, every opportunity that presents itself, you'll grab it. But they have to understand the danger in, 3, 4, 5 people sitting on the bike, how dangerous it is. And I think sensitization will help out people, to understand the dangers that these kind of things pose to them. But I really don't think the concept of forcing compliance, I don't think it has worked anywhere, for the time being. You scare the people, but eventually, they will find a way around it. But I think if they understand what you're trying to tell them and let them self-regulate, yes, there will be infractions here and there. Yeah, and then you can apply the law. But primarily, you want to have collaboration, let them understand the reason why you are saying this or you are doing this. It will make it easier for them to buy in.
Thank you, Namwe. Thank you. Go ahead, Terry.
There are books, there are pamphlets, right? Like the motorcyclists, just for motorbikes. You can have the pamphlet with the pictures in it, have some of them who can read. They will see the pictures and they will know. And each biker, just how they can carry the bike documents. Because when I use a ride bike, I have bike under my control. You have to have your bike documents, your registration, everything in a plastic, because sometimes you're riding as the motorcyclist around on the ring and all that. So you put it in the plastic, you tie it, bind it, put it in the pocket, in the glove box. So you can put that pamphlet. What labor you muted? You can
go ahead, Terry.
You can put that pamphlet in your your document box. That pamphlet is there to tell you how to ride the bike. So anytime a police officer arrests you or one of the union catches you, they're gonna ask you, where is your motorcycle manual? Once you infringe, where is your motorcycle manual? Oh yeah, I got my motorcycle manual. If you have the motorcycle manual and you violate the law, you increase the fine. If you did not have a motorcycle manual and you violate the law, you also the fine it get worse. So what they need to do is that each of those motorcyclists they're making money. You can have those manuals and print them out, and those motorcyclists can pay for the manual and tell them after they go through the workshop, you tell them, say, look, each of you should travel with your manual, because if you violate and you are caught and they ask you for your manual, it will be on the basis of this manual. They're gonna fine you, all right, or take your bike based upon the traffic rule and how you carry on in the traffic. And that's it. But I don't know why we can't progress.
I think the concept of the workshop is a very brilliant idea too. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're doing it, but yes, that's something. And you don't want to create animosity. You don't want an adversarial atmosphere between you and the bike rider. You got to elicit cooperation. And I think the concept of the workshop that Terry is driving is a pretty good idea. Every now and then you invite them to a workshop, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, you walk them through the safety, concerns that you have and how they can operate safely. I think that will help too. I absolutely agree with Terry.
Thank you. Let me take this caller. Caller, go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, how are you, Labor?
Thank you.
Yeah, from Virginia.
Okay.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Labor, before these people got their license for the band, which kind of classes did the government implement for them to be able to know the rules and the engagement on the road?
But the question should go to Terry though. Why are you asking me? Up to now, I don't even know how to ride bike yet.
Before you drive, you got to go to classes. You read a DMV book. Some people go to school. You take the classes. So what kind of rules did the government give for them to get license for this bike, for them to be able to ride the bike? Do they go to classes in Liberia?
Okay. All right. No, Terry, because I don't even get a car in Liberia. I can't even ride. I don't know how to drive in Liberia, but Terry will tell us that. No, on a very serious note, Terry will tell us because he had the experience. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I'm talking in the mic. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, I'm saying hello, but nobody answered.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I said Terry will answer that because he has the experience. So go ahead, make your point. When you're done, Terry will answer you. Go ahead.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking this question, in America, before they give you a permit, you got to go to school. You got to take tests so you can know what you're doing on the road and what you're not supposed to do on the road. Does Liberia have classes for backup boys? All the things that you have to put it into place before you start enforcing law. You can just go next, but there's not many people on the street for them to obey certain laws while you didn't teach. So if I was the Ministry of Transportation, it's things like this you need to look into. You need to preserve budget, you know what I mean? To the majority black, to let them know that, look, these are people who are not solving this problem. And educate the people so the people can be aware of what they are doing on the road and how many people are supposed to sit on the back. Look, right at DC, they backup guys that they do delivery. They guys that, look, the other guy almost hit one. They got to run the red lights. Police be ready, they run the red light. They run the camera. They don't even care. They run everything. They will cut in front of cars. They will pass around the side of the car and be going. But in America, I mean, they can't get a ticket. But in Liberia, what kind of law do you have? Before somebody get a license on a bike.
Thank you.
Which classes are you teaching this person?
Terry, please write your question down. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next caller 614 number. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, how you guys doing there today?
Thank you.
My name is Joseph Tambai.
Okay, Mr. Tambai.
So this issue with the motorcyclists, for me, I will squarely blame it on the police. When a group of persons in an organization, there's a few members of that organization commit a crime, I don't think it is right to punish everybody, even the innocent. The situation recently with the police and the bike, few motorcyclists chose to break the police boots and remove the coons from the road. All the police needed to do was to go after them because they were on camera. People were recording them. So they should have done that. And the second thing here is that this government is running the country with one sense. And that sense is we are the best. We know all. Whatever we say, they will follow. They don't care to listen. That's one of the main problems we have in that country. They don't listen to anybody. Everything you are saying today on the radio here, they are hearing it. But you are not making sense to them. It is what they want to do, they will do, which is wrong. Like the brother just said, sensitize the people. Them. Even if it costs you to put $5 on each of them registration in the future because of the training, do it. They will pay. But you can't take the person money from them and you say, don't go here. Don't go here. There is nothing in the agreement. The man has his constitutional right to move, to drive anywhere he wants to go. If there is any reason that you will stop him, you have to inform him. So the government is the one that causing all the problems, the police. That sense of I know all, I am the best, they have to do away with it and start to lead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you'll be the last caller anyhow. Okay, Namwe, thank you tonight. Let's hear your closing.
Thank you very much, Leroy. It's good to be on the show tonight. Thank you also, Terry. Thanks to Jerry. He had to leave. And thanks to our, audience, especially the young brother who just called. I think, a lot of these people, they understand what is happening. It is not that complicated. He's right. The United Party government, I don't know for whatever reason, but they, you guys seem to be the most angry winners I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Now we're coming to Camp Company now.
Help is available.
Now, your 2 seconds finish. Your 2 seconds finish.
All right. Good night. Good
no,
night.
Go ahead. I'm just kidding.
Help is available. And there are a lot of people who want to help, but it doesn't seem like the help is being asked for, is being appreciated. But I think a little help could help the situation. There are a few good guys, I think, who are trying their best. Civil service being one of them. I think Water and Sewer, a lot of people are talking. I haven't been in Moravia since Mo Ali started working, but there are a lot of people who are saying some good. So there are a few people there, but then there are other places where they could use help, and there's nothing wrong with calling for help. The government is the government of the Republic of Liberia. It's not a Unity Party government. Yeah, it is a Unity Party led government, but it is the government of the entire country. Bring help, get help in, and get the help. It makes you look good after all. So we hope that they will go out there and get the help necessary. But right now things are not looking good. You said what happened at the end of the cabinet meeting. The president issued a 5-point agenda. He himself, he's just open-ended instructions, not even mandates. Instruction, no timeline. So what is it? Are they supposed to really comply? If they're done, then what? What are the consequences for non-compliance? So, we hope they will find a way, but they've been in there 12 months already, and it's taking them a little bit too long to figure it out. But thanks a lot for the show.
Thank you. Terry, let's hear from you. You're muted.
I really can't remember the question that guy asked, and
He
I was
wants to
not.
know. He wants to know what are the training that they give motorbike before they give them license, if at all they give them training.
Thank you. That's a very good question, and I think it's one of the best questions that cause for all these things to be happening. The motorcyclists don't have any training; they just go buy the bike and go. They do full of people give you the bike. You go with it once you pay your money cash, and you go register your bike to the how you call the place to the police station. You pay your registration, and that's it. They don't even give you license. You don't need a license. And by right, the police station have a bike license. They're supposed to have a bike license because even when you get a car license, you will see the motorbike on it. But by right, like what goes on in America here, America, when you not because you are a driver, that means you can ride bike. You have to go for a motorcycle license before you can ride a motorbike in America. In Liberia, it's different. So I think those are some of the problems that we have. People don't know how to ride. Most of those beginners used to take the view mirror off the bike because they don't like the view mirror. I don't know for what, but most
Because
of the
they don't want to get hit on the side.
not because of the side. The view mirror is put there to protect you against
So what
vehicles.
I'm saying is, if they're going between the cars, they don't want the view mirror to hit them
Yeah.
or hit anything.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what they told me too. It restrict them.
Yeah.
That's stupidity. But in my opinion, I think they just do it for bluff because any real rider knows the importance of the view mirror. So, but we used to ride, and all the beginners they used to most of them always would like to ride with boost or shoe. They will ride with slippers, and they like for the slipper to hang. And it's very dangerous because sometimes when you're changing the gear on the bike, your foot, the slippers can go between the gear, the gear, and it can cause for accident. That's how most of them die. So they just, they just stubborn and the craziness and all of that. And I think it's a
And
very
another
terrible.
thing, they carry steel Roy, the one you call rebar. They carry steel Roy behind them. They carry big things that they're not supposed to carry.
Labor, those picking in the interior by the west, those picking can carry 10 tins of oil on the motorbike. 10 tins of oil. And the bike, the bike the guy in the interior is different from the bike the guy in the city anyway. But that's what it is. But something else I wanted to divert to is that what Mr. Nangbe said. I think JMB have brought in some guys, even from the ANC, to work with him. He have also solicited people from different places. My problem I have is that they have not been able to work together, probably because they're not from the same political party. They're from different divide. And JMB too don't seem to have the technical understanding of how to bring them together to work together. Because if you got Grace P coming from the ANC, and you got different person coming from Unity Party, and they both of them in the same room, and they are seeing that Grace P is running things, whereas the Unity Party themselves, the Unity Party people, are way on the side. What you think will happen? They will set in their fight. Because I would be thinking, like everybody get problem with Grace P. I don't know why. That is the president's friend. That is the president's choice. You see, and if I was President Boyka, to be honest with you, I would prefer for Mr. Cummings to replace me, even if I'm not running. I would prefer for Mr. Cummings instead of Jeremiah Kuhn. I don't think Jeremiah Kuhn is mature enough for the presidency 2029. I don't think so.
Now we're not going to talk to you about that one else because now we guess next week. So please don't start anything. I beg you.
But to divert from my last point,
thank you for the night because now we guess. Now we guess next week. Come and start throwing.
Sure. Let me do that other talk. The ability section, labor ability. What do you think about that political party? Because we never had a chance to talk about it. But I think that Musa Ability is up to something very
LPR
sinister.
is getting ready to be sold to Musa Ability.
So Musa Ability is about to buy LPR? Is that what you think?
LPR is the hostile takeover.
Are you speaking in your capacity as the board chair?
No, the board chair is the one that's fighting the case.
Wow.
The board chair is the one that's fighting the hostile takeover. We're going to the Supreme Court. If you want
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry. No, thank you guys very much.
Thank you all very much, man. Thank you very much.
I think you guys, what we do here on this platform, when you guys join us to have a conversation, and not that we don't have anything to do, but I think the fact that you're willing to have this conversation with us is wonderful. It's wonderful. The fact you're not even getting paid, but you're willing to sit here for 2 hours and subject yourself to people making comments and what have you. But one of the things that I do like about our audience, they are very respectful in their disagreement. They are very responsible in their disagreement. And I think if you have an audience like that, it's easier to convert because you know when they're going to criticize. They are not criticizing you because of hate. They are not coming from a position of hate. They're criticizing you because they don't agree with you. And it's easy to have a conversation. But for you guys to come out here day in, day out, I really do appreciate it. And I want to thank you.
You as well, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Terry, good night.
Thank
you. Okay. Folks, Samson told Labra Public, I want to thank all of you again tonight. Joyce, Tamar, Jose, you made some excellent point tonight. Thank you for that. Kula, your question to Terry. Terry was a bike rider, and he exposed that tonight that they don't have no training. They buy a bike from Fulham, they go to the police station, they get things. That's why we have the kinds of problem over there. So how do we fix it? How do we fix it? How do we fix it, my brother and sister? How do we fix it? It's our country. What do we do? What do we do? Do we just sit down and criticize every night? What do we do? We try to engage. They're not going to listen to us. What do we do? So we'll continue to do our best, but most of you that continue to join us here, we say thank you. Clarence, David, I didn't hear from you tonight. Maybe you're very busy. Usually you will call, but it seems like you're very busy tonight. That's okay. Tomorrow you will join us. Ma Esther, again, we'll continue to pray for you, folks. Let's have Ma Esther in our prayer. She and her family. Let's continue to pray for her as well. Again, folks, Samson told Labra, let's listen to Mr. Soul tomorrow. Tune in to Mr. Soul tomorrow, where the liberal will also be on there as a counterweight. We love all of you. And let's continue to pray for one another. Again, Samson told. Good night, folks.
Ateito nalukio na kati ya Kinshasa mobimba mama na bandi na fwara fikine